Guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Prudence. If you are joining me for the first time, welcome, and hopefully you enjoy this content. And don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, so today's video is just me sharing my experience while I was still at nursing school. On my third year of nursing school, this is when you're thinking, well, you are a big deal, you are like a senior now, you're starting to do midwifery, and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, this nursing thing, I got it down. I'm able to take out medication, I can give injections now, so even my walk is changing, you guys. I walk like a nurse nowadays, so yeah. So we start in class, and while we're in class, we do the theory part. The lecturer is giving us information on what happens when the baby is being born, the stages, the gestation, all that. I'm not going to bore you guys with all that information. We write the first test. I do okay. We write the second test. I'm like, I got this down, baby. I know how to plot on my patogram. I'm ready. Time arrives for us to go into our clinical rotations, and I am placed somewhere in the Free State. I will not mention the name of the hospital because I don't want to get myself into trouble, because I'm looking at my bank balance. I'm like, I cannot be affording to be sued by the Department of Health right now. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, when you get there, you are supposed to observe like 5 deliveries and get like signatures to make sure that you actually observed, and now you can start on your way of becoming a midwife and helping women to deliver, because essentially that's why you are there, and guys, let me tell you, I was not ready. I was not ready. I was just like, you know what, but anyway, so my first experience in the delivery room, guys, I can tell you this much though, I am not a midwife. That is not my portion. It's not my portion. It is not my portion. I don't know if you guys know what happens when a woman walks into the labor ward. Obviously, you do the normal stuff. You take the BP, you take the urine sample, you make sure that everything is okay. You put them, and you put that strap, women would know this. They put like a belt on top of the baby to monitor the heart, that the baby is okay and everything. And then, yeah, so the whole labor, now we've established the labor is starting, and we are just, and then there's PV exams, guys. So PV exams is when you, as a nurse, you put your fingers inside the woman to find out how far along she has dilated, so that you are able to establish at what stage of the delivery or of the labor, that you are in. Are you still in the latent, or are you in the active labor phase? So that is important, right? So guys, maybe I am oversharing here, but as a third year student or as a nursing student, you need to know this, right? So you have to go in there with your fingers like that, and then essentially you need to know how many centimeters it is between your 2 fingers when you are stretched like that, so that when you go in, you know how far the woman is, right? I hope that makes sense. So it's those PV exams like every 2 hours and blah blah blah, and gosh, I'm thinking to myself, we will see about this, And then there's an issue of this woman who's in pain, and people don't handle pain the same. Some are screaming, some are ooh, some are and it's just a mess. Anyway, so you progress your woman, and on the patogram, that is, you are just plotting how far apart the contractions are. You are reassuring this woman. You are just as nervous as she is. It's just that she doesn't know it. Okay, she sort of has an idea that you might be a newbie, but at that point, like, that is the last thing that is on her mind, because she's going through so much pain. She couldn't be bothered. So you'll give as much reassurance as you can. You will maybe give pethidine within the during the first stages of labor, and yeah, and then comes down to the real part when like a woman is like 8 or 9 centimeters dilated, and then you are prepping your delivery room. You open your delivery pack and you start putting your stuff there, and then guys, the baby comes out. Well, the baby doesn't come out like that. There's that whole mechanism. You guys know, nurses will know the mechanism, and then the baby is turning, and then the head, and then you see the head, guys. You see the hair first. I was not ready. The trauma, guys. The trauma of seeing a woman give birth, something that is so natural, something that is so, it's so magical in my eyes. It's so beautiful. But the trauma that it caused me, I'm still recovering. I don't know actually if I have recovered yet. I don't know if I'll ever have more babies, after seeing all that. But I want to promise you that it's one of the most beautiful thing to watch. Not to be a part of it. You don't want to be the one helping. You don't want to be the one pushing, because either one, like, you're experiencing your own extreme pains and your own extreme emotions at the time, because you're helping this woman bring this life into this world. I'm thinking in my head, this is the most beautiful thing. God is so good. But at the same time, the reality is that there is two people's lives literally in your hands, because should anything go wrong, there is a risk of you or losing this baby or bringing the baby that is lifeless into this world. On top of that, there's a well-being of this woman who might start to bleed excessively. It's in those moments, how when you see how big or how great God is. As terrified as I was, as traumatized as I was, guys, I still say, hands down, that is one of the most magical things that you can be a part of, or you can witness as a nurse. And being a part of that just makes it so much more magical. But it's one of the scariest things that I got to experience, and it's one of the most trying things that I had to go to God with and say, God, I need you. I need you. I thought I got this nursing thing down. I thought but I didn't know how much I still needed you in this profession, for you, to give me the strength, give me the confidence to be able to help, because a woman in that situation is trusting me, is looking on to me to be the strength at that time, to speak with authority as if I know what I'm talking about. In the meantime, when I have sweat running down my back, because I'm so scared and I'm so nervous, but thankfully I had the most amazing lectures, and she understood what I was going through, the trauma and the anxiety that I was experiencing. And when I was doing my second rotation for the labor ward, she actually assigned me to another hospital within the Free State, where I worked with amazing women that they literally held my hand. They helped me so much, guys, that I ended up with 17 cases, because you're required to deliver 15 babies in order to be able to pass your third year. And because of their help, because of their understanding, because of their encouragement and their guidance, I was able to manage 17 cases of babies that I delivered. And I was able to walk away from that whole experience with a sense of accomplishment and confidence that I can do this, you know. I mean, how many people can actually say that they are able to deliver babies out there? So you see why nursing is such a huge deal. And I believe that it's one of those few jobs that are very close to God's hands. Because as I would, the only way I was able to get through the whole process, or me finding my 17 cases and completing them, is I was able to invite God in every labor room that I went into. When I was going to work, actually, I would pray in the car, and as we were driving there, and I would invite God and say, God, you have called me to do this job. You have called me to be your hands, because that is what literally nurses are. We are God's extension, or God's hands on earth, to be able to work remotely. He works remotely through us. That is why I'm still grateful to this day to be able to do the job that I do, and I will not take it for granted. And yeah, that is my experience as a third year student, nursing student, doing my labor and maternity rotation. Feel free to let me know what you thought about my story in the comments. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. See you on my next video. Mwah!